talking and it sounds like Spanish to me. And I'm the only one in there, and she was afraid. There were times when my stepmom would wait for my dad to come home because shit was going on. And we weren't there because we were bouncing back and forth, me and my three brothers at the time, between like my mom and, you know, my dad and shit like that. My dad, again, and I did see the marks on his neck and on his wrist. He got attacked, apparently. Like, he said something was like choking him out, and he had these like bite marks and shit on his wrists and on his ankles. And they were like, what are we gonna do? Then my mom and stepdad, they got involved with the whole fucking thing, and they're trying to figure out what the hell to do. So they called somebody to come out to, you know, try to get rid of it. It was fine after that.
What do they call? Ghostbusters.
Hell yeah. But it came back. So then they got somebody else from a Pentecostal church, and they were kind of embarrassed by it because Pentecostals are like, you know, hardcore, kind of like the Christians, right? Anyways, somebody came out 3 times, or people came out 3 times to try to get rid of whatever's there, and it worked. There's still weird shit going on. But I tell you, man, I tell you what, like my uncle, he would show up at the house just to visit, the schizophrenic one. And he come over one day, and we're just sitting at the kitchen table. It's just my stepmom and me and him. And we're like, go away, because like we were afraid of him. And he looks over at nothing. It's like, oh hey, I haven't seen you in a while. We're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, holy shit. And then he's like, about having a cold and stuff like that, and I was like, well here, I got some NyQuil, you know, whatever. She hands him the NyQuil bottle, and she goes to go get a spoon for him, and he's fucking chugging that shit. My son was like, you can't do that, that'll make you sick. Like, what the fuck? My stepbrother had a friend over, a mutual friend over, and the mutual friend, he knew what was going on. He like had some shit happen to him there. And he's like, you ever go up into the attic to see if there's anything left behind? Because that's where he hung out at. And my stepbrother was like, no, we've never been up there. And they decided that they were going to go up there. So they can pull the ladder down. They start climbing up to the attic. And just before we start entering into the attic, the phone rings, which already scares them, right? We go to answer the phone, and it's on. My dad was around. And we're like, oh, he's at work. He's like, oh. And then he's like, so has anybody been in the attic lately? And my stepbrother freaked out. He's like, dude, that was fucking crazy. Like, it was like he knew or something. It was so bizarre. I'm like, was it a coincidence? He was like, that's one fucked up coincidence. And his buddy said the same thing. Yeah, dude, like, yeah, we didn't go in the attic. We're like, no, fuck this. And, you know, it was not fun. That whole experience was not fun. It really fucked me up. And then, I mean, after that, we were like nothing for the longest time. Like, I had a friend of mine, he knew what was going on. He had, like, experienced shit. He was like, yeah, fuck you, dude. I am never, ever coming back to your house. I don't even remember what it was that he experienced, but it was that for the same friend, too. We went up to fucking Denny's. And, we're just hanging out. We were, like, teenagers at Denny's. The only reason why we all hung out at fucking Denny's is because they were giving away free coffee, and we're like, ooh, let's act like adults and hang out there. And there was a group of paranormal investigators behind us, and I had no fucking clue. And my buddy was kind of teasing me about the house a little bit, but he ended up getting up, needing to go use the bathroom, and finally people got up, or one of the people got up and started asking me questions about it, telling me, oh, took me with them to places that they were investigating. I didn't investigate. They just wanted to talk to me about what I experienced. That cooled down. And then eventually, I continued to go with them, because they could also tell that, like, my home life wasn't exactly all that great. Because I got fucked with in school, and then coming home, I had to deal with all the bullshit at home, and then the bullshit with the hauntings and stuff like that. And, it sucked. And they knew. So they would take me with them. It was a couple of months before they were like, hey Joe, you and Bill go investigate, the living room, we're gonna do this. I'm like, wait, what? What? I was fucking terrified. And then, after a while, for a long ass time, for quite a few months, nothing. No paranormal shit happening, nothing. And then I started questioning myself. Were we crazy? Were all of us in the house crazy? Did that shit really happen? Or were we just fucking crazy? That's really started to question myself on it. It really put a lot of doubt in my head. But you have to also remember too, I grew up, my grandmother was a hardcore Christian. And she was a fucking Bible thumper. And there was a reason why she was hardcore Christian. She wasn't exactly like the greatest human being in the fucking world. So, to kind of, I guess you could say mask that, it was, becoming a Christian and being a hardcore Christian. So everything was a demon. Demons. The devil does this, the devil does that. There's always the fucking devil. And when you're a kid growing up in a house that's got some fucked up shit going on, that didn't make anything, like, easier. It didn't make me feel better. She's like, well, but there's Jesus. I'm like, you're over here telling me that the fucking devil can do all this crazy shit, but there's Jesus. Okay, well, what can Jesus do? Okay, walk on water, turn water into wine, feed a bunch of people, kill a bunch of people. Is that it? Because that doesn't make me fucking feel better. I'm so terrified of the fucking devil. So, that whole thing didn't help. Then my grandmother used religion as like a weapon as well. But, those experiences fucking sucked. And then going back and like, being like, holy fuck. Did that really happen? Were we all just fucking crazy? Then questioning myself, that wasn't fun either. But, I got with this team, went out investigating, with nothing was happening, and then there were things, that were experienced that were really fucking cool. And I lost that fear. Over time, I lost the fear of the paranormal, and I was also taught, use common sense when you investigate. We didn't necessarily call it debunking. It was just, trying to figure out what is really going on. It's not ghosts. Don't think ghosts first. Just think there has to be a reason for something. Try to figure it out. And even if you can't figure it out, it still doesn't mean it's a ghost. And that's kind of, how I've investigated ever since then. And then, I kind of got away from the paranormal for a little while there because music was more of my thing. And also having a kid, having to be a bad, work and shit like that. I had to get away from it. I started watching Ghost Hunters, and it really team I was once on, except less drama. Less drama. And I loved it. That was great, and I started missing investigating. And I was, I went ahead and got on a couple of teams, whatever. I hated it. I'm like, fuck. Like, what? The teams, orbs and, everything was fucking paranormal, and I was like, I can't fucking do this. Right. So I just went ahead and kind of just by myself for a long time, because I couldn't find anyone.
Paranormal is real.
But, I mean, and those were my experiences. I have no fucking, like I said, I literally got ripped out of my fucking bed by nothing. Like, not even, I can't even say nothing, but something. I was like, as if I was fucking nothing. And the thing is, I'm not like, I'm not doing this to try to like,
Clicks and views.
well, I'm not doing this to try to like prove, this stuff exists. I'm doing this, first off, because I love doing it. And it's more of a thing for me personally. My personal kind of journey. Trying to get answers, whatever those answers are. I mean, that, for me, I know we did the documentary stuff, like, we were talking about, dude, I could give two fucking shits if I'm